Hello, kindergartners. I'm so glad you're here today. I have a guest with me today. This is Mrs. Carney. Can you guys?
Hi.
Mrs. Carney, right? Okay, I was like, her name changed. I wanted to make sure. Do you want to know something really cool about Mrs. Carney? She is a musician. Look at her ukulele that she has. I asked her to come today because our story today is about a boy who plays a ukulele and a father that is a magician. A magician is somebody who knows magic. The other really cool thing about Mrs. Carney is his Elliot is Mrs. Carney's son that's in one of my classes. So I asked her to join with me today. She's going to sing for me because I can't sing very well. This story is called Abby-Yo-Yo. And if you see the front cover, it tells us a whole bunch about the story already because there's the boy, and I see his ukulele down here, and here is his father. They look like they're sitting around a campfire. Ooh, I like to have s'mores at my campfire. This is a folk tale, it is called. My title page tells me a little bit more about the story Abby-Yo-Yo, and it is a South African folk tale or lullaby. So make sure that you're listening because we're going to read another story called Abby-Yo-Yo Returns in a couple of weeks. So we'll go back to this one and figure out some connections with this story and Abby-Yo-Yo Returns. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who played the ukulele. He was around town. He would go clink, clunk, clink, clunk, clink, clunk. Those are the sounds that he would make. The grown-ups would say, "Take that thing out of here." Now, not only that, the boy's father was in trouble. The boy's father was a magician. He had a magic wand. He would go zoop, zoop, and make things disappear. But he played too many tricks on people. I don't think people liked being tricked. He'd come up to somebody about to drink a nice cold glass of something and zoop! He would make that glass disappear. He wasn't being very nice, was he? Someone doing a hard job at work. Zip, zip, zip. Up came the father with his magic wand. What did he say? You're right. Zoop. And then he had no saw to cut with anymore, so he couldn't do his job. I don't think that the people in the town liked them very much because he wasn't being very kind. Now, he might have been thinking it was a little bit funny. I don't know if many people thought it was funny. He'd come up to somebody about to sit after a hard day's work and zoop! He would make the chair disappear. People said to the father, "You get out of here too. Take your magic wand and your tricks, and you and your son, you get." The boy and his father left. That means they made him leave and to the other edge of town. Oh, yep. I was right. They weren't being very kind, so they were asked to leave. Now, in this town, they used to tell stories. The old people used to tell stories about giants that lived in the olden days. They used to tell about a giant called Abby-Yo-Yo. They said he was as tall as a tree and could eat people up. Good thing there's no such thing as giants. Of course, nobody believed the story, but they told it anyways. That's what we call a folk tale. A story from long, long ago, from generations. One day, oh, look at that. Must be what they think Abby-Yo-Yo looks like. In the distance, it looks like a setting sun or a rising sun. One day, the sun rose blood red all over the hill. The first people got up and looked out the window. They saw a big shadow in front of the sun. They could feel the whole ground shake because the giant was so big. Remember, the giant's name is what again? Yep, Abby-Yo-Yo. Women screamed, "Ah!" Strong men fainted. "Run for your lives! Abby-Yo-Yo is coming!" He comes to the sheep pasture. He grabbed a whole sheep. He comes to the cow pasture. He grabs a whole cow. Yunk! Men yell, "Grab your precious possessions and run! Run!" Just then, the boy and his father woke up. "Hey, Pa, what's going on over in the fields?" "Why, son, that's Abby-Yo-Yo." "Oh, if only I could get him to lie down, I could make him disappear." Ooh, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Well, you can use that magic wand. I'm willing to bet and say zoop. I'm just making a prediction. Let's see. The boy says, "Come with me, Pa." He grabs his father's by one hand. The father gets his magic wand and the boy gets his ukulele. They run across to the fields. People yell, "Don't go near him! He'll eat you alive!" There was Abby-Yo-Yo. He had long fingers that looked like they've never been cut. He had slobbery teeth because he didn't brush them and stinky feet. And it doesn't look like he had washed his hair ever or combed it. He raised up his claws. Just then, the boy whips out his ukulele and sings, "Abby-Yo-Yo, Abby-Yo-Yo." Well, the giant had never heard that song before. A foolish grin is another word for smile, spread across his face, and the giant started to dance. Abby-Yo-Yo, Abby-Yo-Yo. Abby-Yo-Yo, Abby-Yo-Yo. The boy went faster. Abby-Yo-Yo, 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 Abby-Yo-yo. Abby-Yo-Yo, Abby-Yo-Yo, Abby-Yo-Yo. The giant got out of breath. He staggered. He fell down flat all the way to the ground because he was dancing. Up steps the father went zoop. What did he make the giant do? When he says zoop, he makes him, you're right, disappear. He says zoop, and look at Abby-Yo-Yo is no longer there. People looked up out of their windows. He's gone. Abby-Yo-Yo disappeared. The people ran across the fields. They lifted the boy and his father onto their shoulders. They said, "Come back to town. Bring your ukulele. We don't care anymore." And they all sang,
"Abi-yo-yo, abi-yo-yo, bi-yo-yo, bi-yo-yo, bi-yo-yo."
Look at all the townspeople. In the beginning of the story, they didn't like the father and the boy much at all because they were making or doing jokes on them. But look at them now. Tell me how they look. You're right. They look happy. And they invited him back into town. I can't wait to read the other Abi-yo-yo returns to you in a couple of weeks. Thank you for reading with me today. Thank you, Miss Carney.
You're welcome.